Frankie from Flatbush reporting from Frankie from Flatbush headquarters, now in Florida. On the PFF grades. Yeah, we got these PFF grades to take care of, and they're out for the last preseason game. So not everybody likes the PFF grades. It's a bunch of stat nerds over there at the PFF, but they give us some data that we can use to compare different players and so forth and so on. And lots of people do use it, so it's good for us to review, see what PFF says. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong, just this is what it is. So let's go ahead and take a look at these PFF grades for your New York Jets. All right, let's see here. So as you can see here, let's make this a little bigger. As you can see here, now all the games are not over with. There's a few games left today. But as of right now, Jets came out fourth overall in terms of grades. Our overall grade, 75.5. That's not too bad. So let's go ahead and see how we did against Los Gigantes. According to this, it was our worst game overall. But let's take a look a little deeper. Let's take a look at the offense first. Well, Izzy Abanikanda, what do you know? Let's open this up a little bit. Israel Abagakandi, right here, 87.9. Pass blocking got a 41.3 grade only. Well, I saw one clip. He did a good job. But his running mostly was the important thing, and he did a good job there. But look at this. Carter Warren, 37 snaps, 85.7 grade. That's nicely done. Pass blocking, run blocking. Maybe Carter Warren's coming along. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. But maybe even nicer sign is Cole Laval. How about Cole Laval? This is a guy we signed out of the UFL, 82 grade, 59 snaps. So he basically played the whole game for us, essentially, and held up pretty well. So maybe this is a guy we could stash on a practice squad and could actually be a contributor at some point. Lincoln Sefcik is one of our tight end halfback combo guy. Had a nice grade. Jake Hansen held up pretty well. Jake Hansen, 37 snaps there. I mean, Cole Laval getting 59 snaps is pretty significant. I think they probably want an extended look at him, see what they can do. Adrian Martinez played well, looking like our P squad QB3. Max Mitchell only had 13 snaps, and you saw, look at this pass blocking grade. No bueno, Mr. Mitchell. 30.2. And, if you were watching the live stream with me and Jeremy and Green Bang, well, I called that out right away. Like, you can't have these kind of breakdowns when you're Max Mitchell and it's year 3 and you're playing in the preseason game, the last preseason game, and you're getting a 30 grade. And there was one particular play where he just looked terrible. And you can't have that when you're Max Mitchell at this point in your career. He's not a rookie anymore. That's the point about Max. At some point, you got to get better. Xavier Newman left the game early with seems to be not major, hopefully, injury. So here's a kid who could make it. Here's Smith and Brownlee. These two seem to be battling for a roster spot, at least in the minds of the Jet fans. Now, the problem for the people who want Brandon Smith on the team, he just got here and he hasn't had a lot of opportunities. He only caught one pass last night, though it was a hell of a catch. And every time we throw him the damn ball, he catches it. Brownlee has fallen out of favor for some reason, but they essentially had the same grade last night. So we'll see how that plays out. Willie Tyler, he's going to be cut. Ferkser is a guy we could hopefully stash. Kuntz probably getting cut, so forth and so on. Some of the disappointing things on here, seeing Chris Glazer this far down, he's probably going back to the P squad. He's a guy I think we had high hopes for, at least maybe could be a backup. Brady Latham, doesn't seem to be doing well, but that could be a project. That's a guy we can get to the P squad, and so maybe he's a project. Obina Easy is a guy that we have to decide whether it's worth it to make this guy a project or not. This is the International Pathways Program guy, which means we get a roster exemption for him, but you have to decide whether he's worth developing or not. Looks the part. He's learning the game and so forth and so on, but you have to figure out whether he is worth it or not. Maybe, maybe not. All right, so that was the offense. What about the defense? Let's take a look at the defense. Highest graded defender turns out to be Chaz Surratt. So, this guy is going to be battling for linebacker 5 spot on the team. Maybe, maybe not. But an 87.2 grade certainly doesn't help. It doesn't hurt him. That's for sure. Anthony Hines is not a guy many of us took a look at. 6 snap count. Even Marcelino McCrary Ball is not a guy many of us were looking at. He had a nice game. Maybe we could stash him on the practice squad. Zaire Barnes is probably going to be linebacker 4. And if we keep 5, it'll probably be Surratt. Then we have these guys who are battling it out. McGregor, Holmes, Taylor, Guavin. Here's Tack McKinley. But these guys are down the list, but we have a lot of defenders with good grades, because of how good our defense is. But here's McGregor. Look at all these pressures. I mean, that's what our team really looks at, our coaching staff. Our philosophy really is let's stop the run on the way to the quarterback. That's really our philosophy. So McGregor, a nice grade. Holmes, a nice grade. He's probably P squad. Taylor, I would think, makes the 53 because of how hard it is to find DTs who can do what we need them to do. Iguavin, he's in the mix for linebacker 5, but might be a P squad guy. Sermon cut, Swilling cut, Shelton cut. Key, you could say Jalen Key has a shot, but I don't think so. He's probably cut and then practice squad. And then McKinley, I think McKinley has to make it. He has first-round pedigree. He's been balling out. Not sure why this grade is so low. When you watch the game, you thought, well, there's going to be he's going to have an awesome grade. He did have an awesome grade for pass rush. But overall, 71.2. Watts is P squad. Smart is P squad. Monroe's cut. Twyman cut. Hector is P squad. Stiggers, this isn't good. This is not a good game for Mr. Stiggers. But this is a rookie. He's going to make the squad and be a backup. Codrington probably cut. Unfortunately, he's a great returner. Blades cut. Sheffield cut. I make it sound so easy. Well, we'll see. I mean, Tuesday's the day. Now, let's see what else we can find out here from PFF. Let's take a look at rushing. What can we learn from this? Well, one of the things we can learn is the run type. So this, again, could be a fake or not. We don't know. We thought we were going to be more of a gap team than a zone team. In this game and also the previous games, we've instead been running more zone than gap. Now, maybe in the season they'll flip it. We'll have to check it out. But as so far, we're kind of pretty even. We're running, fairly close each one. So it could be that we're just evening things out. We're not going to be dominant in any one particular area. And hopefully we have the offensive line now to do that. So that's kind of interesting in terms of that. Now let's take a look at the passing because these numbers really back up the eye test, I would say. The eye test said Adrian Martinez played much better than Peasley. These numbers seem to back that up. 1 big-time throw each, no turnover-worthy plays. That's good. They both had good average depth of target. That's nice to see. Both had 1 drop. And both had decent time to throw. So that's the other thing I like to look at. TTT, time to throw. You'd like this to be 2.5 or less. Okay. It's not, but it's not too terrible for guys at this level, trying to make the squad. So Martinez got rid of the ball quickly as Peasley for pretty much. Had the same number of big time throws, but completed way more passes percentage wise. And just generally looked better out there. The eye test said, well, this Martinez kid looks competent and confident, and Peasley did not. So Peasley's probably getting cut. Let's take a look at the blocking. Take a look at this blocking. Now, this is sorted by pass block, but what's interesting to me is the efficiency. How they grade the pass blocking, it has some subjectivity to it. But if you don't allow anybody in and you get a 100% efficiency grade, that's good enough for me. For example, look at Cole Laval, 98.5. He had one hurry, one pressure. Pretty good for the amount of snaps that he played. Glazer, okay. And then as soon as you start getting anything below really 97 is bad in this grade. Deculus, no good. Easy, no good. Latham, no good. Willie Tyler, no good. Now, Max Mitchell, again, and he was limited snaps, so he didn't have that one rep. That was terrible. But an 80 grade in pass blocking efficiency is terrible. Now, he only played 8 snaps because he got injured. 8 or so, or no, maybe 13 snaps. Yeah, 13 snaps. So, that's hurting his percentage here. But nonetheless, you can't have a 30 grade pass blocking and an 80 grade pass efficiency wise and be in your third year and playing in a preseason game. This isn't a regular season game where he's getting these grades. This is preseason. And that's the annoying thing about Max Mitchell. We all wanted him to develop quicker. Now, he did have the blood clot, so that held him back a little bit. But still, he'll probably make the team, probably. Maybe. He could be a surprise cut, honestly. Max Mitchell could be a surprise cut, and then if nobody claims him, he goes to the P squad. Especially if we like somebody like Cole Laval better. Carter Warren's making the team. Cole Laval, did he do enough to make it? I'd love to see it. The guy has a really interesting backstory and really kind of found himself in the UFL. He was an all UFL player, so he made the kind of the all-star team for the UFL. And, it would be a nice story. And if he's better than Max, he's better than Max. Now, Max is a tackle and Laval's an interior player, but Laval actually has experience playing all 5 positions, but he not as much experience playing the tackle position. So it's a little bit different, but still. So we'll see what they do. Now, let's just take a look at the special teams for a second so we can see that. Al Blades comes out on top. Now he's getting cut, but Valladay, he's going to the P squad. Swilling cut, and McGregor. So this could help Braden McGregor. Not a ton of work here, but it could help that he's holding up on his own if the film backs this up to help his case making the team. Barnes, Ferkser. Yeah. And then you go down here, and PFF did not like Brownlee, Stiggers, Ball, Iguavin. These people are normally our special teams aces, you would think of them, especially Iguavin. Stiggers is new. Maybe he's just getting acclimated. He did have a penalty, so that's weighing down his grade. Same thing with Brownlee. Stiggers had a fumble recovery. But Iguavin's normally a special teams ace. And Irv Charles, I guess, did not play in this game. I think he's injured. So, this doesn't help your case when you're Brownlee, that's for sure. You're trying to beat out Brandon Smith and others, and you're not performing well on special teams. Same thing with Iguavin. If his play on special teams has declined for some reason, then that's not going to help you make the team as the fifth linebacker. That is for sure. Special teams, we also had Zerline miss a couple of kicks for some reason. The hell's going on with Mr. Zerline? Anything else we want to take a look at? Run blocking. Carter Warren, Cole Laval. So I think these are two people that are promising in general who've had good camps. Xavier Newman, okay. Let's see. Anything else we want to take a look at here? I would say, let's look at these coverage grades. Coverage, Trey Swilling. That's a guy that we're going to cut that somebody's going to pick up for sure. And same thing with Bartholomew. These guys, we can't carry them. We'd love to have you on the P squad, but somebody's going to pick you up. Somebody's going to look at their tape in the preseason, and both of these guys balled out in the preseason sort of quietly. I think people are going to look at that tape and say, give me Trey Swilling, give me Shamar Bartholomew. They're sort of low-cost flyers. Somebody going to have a spot on the back of their 53-man where they're short a cornerback or two. We're going to lose them, probably. Same thing with Shelton. You know, cornerbacks are hard to find. We have a bevy of them, so the ones we cut are probably going to get picked up by others. Stiggers did not have himself a good game. My man Sticky Stiggers wasn't too sticky in this one. So I don't think his roster spot is in jeopardy, but PFF did not like his grades. He did have a penalty here, though, that's weighing him down. But still, penalties are part of the game. But nonetheless, not a good game for Mr. Sticky Stiggers, that's for sure. You like to see these linebackers have good coverage grades. That's interesting because they do need to cover. Barnes, Guavin, even Jackson Sermon. He flies around. This is a guy, Jackson Sermon. Somebody probably going to pick him up. He has some good tape he put out for us. We can't keep him. Somebody going to take him. All right, so that's it for the PFF grades. That is it for the PFF grades. Let me know what you think about the PFF grades in the comment section down below. My name is Frankie from Flatbush. We're trying to grow this channel, so if you like this video, please subscribe for more. Click the like button, click all the buttons, and do all the things. And from Frankie from Flatbush headquarters, I will see you next time.
Non-pertinent. How do you log that non-pertinent?
No drug talk?
They use codes to hide their patron phone numbers. And when someone does use a phone, they don't use names. And if someone does use a name, he's reminded not to. All of that is valuable evidence.
Of what?
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy?
We're building something here, Detective. We're building it from scratch. All the pieces matter.